In the cold shadows of the Siberian wilderness, a secret research facility operated by the covert global syndicate, Argus stood buried beneath layers of snow and steel. Hidden from satellites and public records, this facility was known as Site 23, and it was no ordinary lab. It specialized in weaponized hybrid genetics, fusing human DNA with animal traits to create biologically enhanced soldiers. Among the subjects tested on was an unknown girl, stolen from an orphanage at the age of 9, who would eventually become known as the Owl Woman. Her real name was Selene. The scientists injected her with the DNA of a rare species of owl known for its silence and flight, nocturnal vision, and extraordinary spatial awareness. Over years of conditioning and brutal training, her senses were sharpened beyond human limits. Her bones became lighter, her reaction time superhuman, and her ability to blend into the night nearly flawless. But what Argus didn't anticipate was that she would retain her free will and her thirst for justice. When Selena reached her early 20s, she escaped the facility after killing her handlers during a failed experiment meant to wipe her memories. The massacre was swift and unseen. She vanished into the snow, leaving nothing but feathers and blood in her wake. The world believed Site 23 to be a myth, and Argus, fearing exposure, buried all records. But Selene had already carved the mission into her heart to bring Argus to its knees and destroy the human trafficking and genetic experiments they continued to run in silence. Years passed. Selene roamed the globe, eliminating Argus operatives one by one, each kill bringing her closer to the core. Her movements were ghost-like. She was known in whispers as the Owl Woman, a legend, a vigilant, a myth used to frighten those in power, but she was very real, and her fury was rising. Meanwhile, Argus was preparing its final project, Project Chimera, a bioengineered soldier program designed to replace elite human special forces. The man in charge was Dr. Viktor Mirov, a ruthless scientist who once supervised Selene's transformation. Mirov had created his own version of Owl Woman, a male hybrid named Kale, who had the strength of a bear and the speed of a panther, all wrapped in human form. Unlike Selene, Kale was obedient, controlled, deadly. Selene discovered the location of Project Chimera's testing ground, an abandoned city in Eastern Europe transformed into a combat zone. As she infiltrated the city, she noticed the traps, the drones, and the elite guards. But none of it slowed her. Her mission was clear: destroy Chimera, expose Argus, and eliminate Mirov. But the moment she reached the central command, Kale was waiting. Their first clash was brutal, fast, intense, and silent. Blades slashed, bones cracked, but Selene managed to escape by blending into the shadows. Kale, confused by her tactics and unpredictability, reported back to Mirov. For the first time, the doctor felt fear. He knew only Selene could stop what they had created, and he launched the full force of Chimera after her. Selene realized she needed allies. She contacted a former Argus cyber intelligence officer turned whistleblower, Nico Tran, who had gone underground after exposing one of the early Argus transport networks. Nico agreed to help Selene hack into the mainframe and reveal Argus to the world. But to do that, they needed to get inside Argus's most secure vault, located beneath a corporate skyscraper in Hong Kong. Their plan was almost impossible: infiltrate the tower, upload the data to a global leak network, and get out before the automated kill systems activated. But Selene's movements were perfect. Like a ghost, she glided through the halls, disabling guards silently and leaving no trace. Nico worked quickly, nervous but determined. As he began the upload, an alarm rang. The system had triggered Kale's location beacon. Kale arrived like a storm, crashing through walls and dragging Nico by the throat. Selene appeared from above, wings made of nanofiber extended from her gear, her eyes locked on Kale. This time she didn't hold back. Their second fight was a dance of fury and silence, a battle between nature's perfection and man's creation. Selene stabbed Kale in the side, dodging his counterstrike. Kale growled, confused by the pain. "You feel that?" Selena whispered. "That's what freedom tastes like." The building collapsed in flames, and Nico barely survived, escaping with the hard drive in his bag. Selena and Kale's battle ended on the rooftop, where Selene finally outmaneuvered him, using her surroundings and his arrogance against him. She pushed him off the edge, but not before he looked at her with what could only be described as sorrow. Perhaps he too wanted to be free. With the data exposed, Argus was thrown into chaos. World governments denied involvement, but protests erupted and investigations began. But for Selene, this was only the beginning. Mirov had escaped during the chaos, retreating to an underground fortress in the Arctic known only as the Pit. Selene traveled there, navigating frozen oceans and deadly terrain. The Pit was guarded by genetically modified beasts, wolves with thermal vision, hawks with metal talons and soldiers enhanced with neural implants. One by one, she outsmarted and defeated them, moving closer to the final confrontation. Inside the Pit, Mirov revealed his final weapon. He had used her DNA to create a clone army, silent, obedient, perfect. But what he didn't realize was that Selene had already planted a virus in the Argus code via Nico. The clones began to glitch, losing their control. Chaos erupted within the fortress as Selene fought her way to Mirov. Their final confrontation was psychological as much as it was physical. Mirov, twisted and desperate, tried to convince Selene that she was no better than him, that she too was a monster. But Selene answered with action, not words. She fought him through the crumbling halls of the Pit, her movements like poetry, her purpose unshakable. In the end, Mirov tried to escape in a chopper, but Selene shot the tail rotor, causing it to crash into the icy abyss. With Argus exposed and its leadership destroyed, Selene disappeared once again. The world never saw her face, but they felt her presence in every whistleblower's courage, in every protester's chant, and in every corrupt